What we're going to do here today is we're going to roll this vehicle over. Call it vehicle A. Pretty much what I'm trying to show you and highlight to you is how far a vehicle has to go to fall over. You'd be surprised at how much further it goes past the centre of gravity or the centre line, centre point. Some vehicles have a rating for static roll threshold. The lower the static roll threshold means the higher risk of it falling over. The higher rating, the lower the risk. For example, a lower risk static roll threshold vehicle would be a load loader carrying probably machinery, doing 70k an hour, very low gravity, centre of gravity at the bottom, very hard to tip over. High would be something like that. It's got a low static roll threshold over. Start going over now. This vehicle weighs under 6 tonne. The vehicle to your right has a safe working load capacity of 9 tonne, and the vehicle to your left has a 20,000 tonne safe working load. It's very close to being over tipping point for centre of gravity, but it's still holding its weight. It can actually fall back on its feet. Okay, now we can start seeing it go a bit more, start to take its weight. It will start going over. The truck on the left-hand side has got the weight of the vehicle to bring it down in a controlled environment. Matt's putting down what are called the spades on the back of the underlift. It acts literally as a spade, so if they are dragging the vehicle out of the scrub or up a hill, they'll bury themselves into the dirt, and it gives it a bit more stability for the pulling vehicle. He's put the guards down, obviously not to damage the asphalt. The left-hand truck now will have the weight of the vehicle. And no weight on the vehicle now on its side. Now the tension is off the cables of the vehicle's obviously on its own weight. I'll just run through a few components of the vehicle that has to be either removed or rectified prior to correcting the vehicle. If this is a scenario on the road, the vehicle's fallen over, you'll have oil coming out of the engine, blowback, oil everywhere. You'll have damage to steering box, problem as well. You could have fuel tanks up here, but you'll have fuel on the, fuel left-hand side as well, twin tanks, or hydraulic oil into the ground. So we're going to clean that up for starters. When the guys turn up from fleet towing or action assist, they'll survey the area, sort out which is the best way to get out, the quickest way, easiest way, and with minimal damage to the vehicle as it is. They'll also ready the vehicle for when it's being corrected back onto its wheels. This is the drive shaft, has been removed from the rear diff. If they don't remove that and they tow it connected, can destroy gearbox. A gearbox can be anywhere to 20 grand, and that can be moving at 1 kilometre, 20 grand gone. So that's why our guys, action assist guys, they know what they're doing. They'll either remove it or just tie it up. Sometimes authorities, say hazmat or the police or fireys, want it moved out of the area quick as possible, just to so they get the equipment in or get other crews in. They will move it probably a K down the road just to give a bit of access, then they'll start doing a bit more work. Sometimes can cut air lines. Once they've been cut, it's too long and too hard to trace where the air leaks from. You'll never get supply to the brakes, and the brakes will be locked on. Right now they'll be locked on. You never release them. Only way to release them is start winding them back through your adjusters, through your pots, through your adjusters. They'll unwind those what's on the side, or if they've had to move it away, they'll do it down the road. Once they release those and the drive shaft, they can pretty much pick it up and move it away. Other problems, batteries. We'll remove the batteries on these ones here. Batteries can fall out. It's not pretty much like turning up to towing a car from a car park, hook it up, you're gone in 10 minutes. It does take them some while to assess that situation. They've also got the environment of the authorities who they have to adhere by. If the cops say don't touch it for 10 minutes, they can't touch it. Could be carrying a load of LPG bottles, empty LPG bottles. It could be carrying a dangerous goods placard or a con notice saying it's got LPG bottles in it. I've had a scenario that's happened. Fireys have turned up, all they've seen is LPG bottles. Thought they were full. They'll cut the curtains, they'll cut the roof, they'll destroy it to get easy access to those bottles. That's some damage as well. The guys have got to assess that too. Could be a load of toilet paper, very easy, but still very, can't leave the load in there. So if this is a B double, so pretty much prime mover, an A trailer and a B trailer full of toilet paper. It's on its side. There's still too much weight for these guys to pick up safely and to minimise damage. they'll have to organise to unload it first. And that can take time. You've got to get a hire crews, and they haven't released the brakes properly. They can, these vehicles can drag that vehicle for 5-10 k's, no problem at all, and wear wet, flat spots onto the tyres. Everyone knows it like, tyres round, wear a flat spot on it. If you're not aware of it, we repair the vehicle back on the road, go to the road like that, because of the flat spots in the vehicle, whole set of tyres. And that can happen. Operators that don't know what they're doing have done that and do it. Ours don't.